Oh, you're going to be very, very happy at the beginning of this week, my gorgeous Cancer. You're going to be very happy indeed. I've got a little Coco with me. My gorgeous Cocolino is sitting in my lap because I've been away, of course. And every single time when I go away and I come back, Coco just, bless him, he just wants to spend the time with me like 24/7. I mean, normally he's spending lots of time with me, of course. I love him so much, but especially when I go away, it's like I think that he seemed to think that, when he spends a lot of time with me, sitting on me, sleeping with me, like all the time, I think he thinks that he's like making sure I don't go away again. And also while I was away, he had a little fight with Cressida, and then she scratched underneath his eyes. Cats, what they can be like, and she scratched him underneath his eye. So it's all like kind of dark here. I don't know if you can see it because she scratched him. So anyway, so at the beginning of this week, my gorgeous Cancerini, like what I was going to say, it's like listen to me very carefully, because this is going to bring such a powerful moment into your life. You haven't been as excited how you're actually going to be at the beginning of this week, like for the last 4 months especially, at least. And why you're gonna feel so excited, why you're gonna have a reason to celebrate, is because you have manifested this yourself, this remarkable opportunity. You are going to have this remarkable opportunity, my gorgeous Cancerini, right at the beginning of this week. And I'm telling you that you have manifested this opportunity yourself. And this means to you so much, because at the same time, it's like basically, at the same time, this is going to mean to you so much because you manifested this yourself. And also, it's like, it's not only about that, it's not only about this remarkable opportunity you are going to have, but at the same time, you need to understand that this in itself, it's going to help you to break cycle from such a negative phase in your life that you've been through for a while now. And this in itself, it's also like going to not only break cycle, it's when it comes to like a negative phase in your life, very negative and heavy phase, but it's also going to basically start the process of a new venture. This is also bringing a brand new venture into your life. This is so important indeed. On another hand, what else I was going to say at the beginning of this week, my gorgeous Cancerini, you know that you are really going to also kind of be just a little bit disappointed with a certain news that you are going to have. And this disappointment that you are going to have, do you know what? You should actually take this as a blessing, because this is also going to be a clear sign and clear indication of what do you need. This is going to be also a clear sign and a clear indication of what exactly has come to an end in your life, and what exactly do you need to walk away from. Because now at this stage, if you carry on feeling this regret and disappointment, it's just going to affect your emotional stability. So instead of allowing this to affect your emotional stability, what you need to do is simply, you need to understand that this is your signal, this is your sign, what exactly has come to an end, and what exactly do you need to walk away from. And I'm not surprised this is happening right after you become aware of this amazing opportunity at the beginning of this week, because at the same time, when one door's open, another door is going to close. When one door closes, or like I should have say really, when one door closes, another door it's about to open. So this is exactly what's happening here right now. And also, my gorgeous Cancerini, it's a lot about you needing to understand that when it comes to this first, going back, sorry, I'm like all over the place today, but when it comes to that first opportunity that you are going to have, what else I was going to say, it's a lot about preparation in order to have a progress, and it's a lot about you being really wise. And when I say being wise, well, at this stage of your life, you just have to literally trust yourself and nobody else whatsoever. Even if you do something wrong, even if you take a wrong turn, then that means that it was meant to happen. That means that you had to kind of go over something really specific in order to get like an absolutely mind-blowing lesson. So when it comes to that first opportunity that I started this reading with, I must not forget this whatsoever. I must not forget to make sure that there is still gonna be, oh my God, I'm not too sure, oh my God, is this really oh my God, is this really happening? You need to be as open-minded as you possibly can, but at the same time, if you do have just a little bit of doubt, because this is all gonna come as, like such a surprise, and I did say you did manifest this, but it's still going to come as such a surprise. And sometimes, we are really taken back, like, oh my God, I've got this, I've got that, I'm focusing on this, I'm focusing on that. Well, sometimes the blessing comes at the time when we least expect it, and this is only because then and there we have this unique response to the situation we would otherwise prepare for, and it wouldn't be good to prepare for, because it needs to come from your subconscious mind. And this is where we are so clever, so spiritually intelligent, like there is no tomorrow. So it's all about preparation in order to have a progress. It's all about being wise, and by being wise I mean it's all about trusting yourself, because at the same time, it's like you are also going to, within the next couple of weeks after that moment in time, you are going to discover something so beautiful and so amazing and so precious about yourself. And this is also going to show you what exactly is and has been missing in your life. Indeed, by the time you get to the mid part of this week, you see, you are going to really kind of have a little bit of a tension. You're going to feel a little bit of a tension at around the midweek. You are going to have just a little bit of a negative thoughts, and this self-imposed restriction is going to be highlighted, and it's to do with the actual restriction. So that in itself means that you have to remember willpower and control. And you also have to remember, I know it may not make sense, but trust me, it's going to make sense. You have to remember the actual willpower and control, and you also have to remember to give in order to receive. And that in itself, it's also going to show you exactly what a powerful transformation and transition you are going through at this moment in your life. And you are absolutely gonna become aware of here so strongly that you are reaching an end of a cycle. Oh my God, just remember what I said before. Wherever there is an end of a cycle, there is also the beginning of a new cycle as well. And you are going to come across a very, very unusual person. And when it comes to the actual midweek, you're gonna come across a very unusual, very strange and very weird person at around the midweek, at the time when you're trying to make a really important decision, where you are looking at that person and you feeling that person. Only that in itself is going to really guide you along the way. What decision do you need to make? I know it sounds mental, I know it sounds crazy, but trust me, this is the time when your life is going to start becoming very, very interesting in itself. Indeed, so you really need to pay attention to that unusual person, and you need to pay attention to what important decision you were trying to make and how do you feel. Only you can say that. Only you can tell this, because by you watching this unusual person, you will somehow be guided and you will somehow know what exact decision do you need to make. And after that moment, my gorgeous Cancerini, the only way is up. By the time you get to the last part of this week, it's like, oh my God, someone is just really going to need your help. And I'm not like, oh yes, someone is going to need your help. Well, let me tell you, it's to do with a specific person, like someone that means to you like so much, somebody who is like very connected to you. Whether this is your partner, whether this is your best friend, whether this is your family member, but this is a lot to do with somebody going through some very, very difficult situation, through some kind of a heartbreak, and somebody is going to be going through this very difficult situation because they have lost connection with somebody else. And it's not only that, it's like almost as if that person is also going to be betrayed. It's like to do with some kind of a deception, some kind of a betrayal, some kind of dishonesty. And please, for the love of God, try to kind of reach forward and try to talk to this person. Not only you're gonna make this person so much better, not only you're gonna play an absolutely massive impact and role on that person's life, because this is somebody who means to you so much, but this person, once you have a conversation with that person is gonna reveal something to you, almost as if something is like kind of going to shock you to absolutely start with, but then at the same time it's also going to lead towards your own kind of a very, very interesting realization. There is something that you're going to learn, something that you're going to find out of this situation you could never ever possibly dream of, the way it's going to unfold and the way this is going to happen. This in itself is actually going to bring a really important clarity into your life when it comes to one specific problem. You will know exactly what to do with something you haven't had a clue like whatsoever, and something that was also like kind of eating you inside because you didn't know what to do. So I'm not saying to help to this person just because you're gonna get something enormous out of it, but as I said, this is somebody who means to you so much, and I'm also telling you that this is going to be the direct karmic result and karmic reward that you're actually going to have this way as well. And also, my gorgeous Cancerini, also my gorgeous Cancerini, this idea, there is some kind of idea that you are going to have at around the end of this week. My goodness, this idea, it's gonna be like, oh my God. Listen to me very carefully, okay? Let me just make this straight. Let me put this straight, baby. Let me say this. You see, this idea that you are going to have, it's, listen to me very carefully. This idea that you are going to have at around the end of the week, everything is going to start making sense in your life after this moment in time, like everything. Why? Because this idea that you are going to have, it's going to seem like you never had this idea before, but then at the same time, you're going to feel like, I was thinking about this before. I was dreaming about this before. I was contemplating about this before. I know I was thinking about this at some point in your life, but you're just not going to simply remember when this was. And this is why this is going to be so super interesting indeed. Why? And why is this idea going to be so important? Let me tell you. Do you know why? Because this idea, it's going to be directly connected to your awakening. This idea, it's going to be connected to, directly connected to your own rebirth, directly connected to your inner calling. So this is why this is going to be one giant mama that's about to walk into your life. So this is why this idea is going to be so important, because it's going to be directly connected to your inner calling. No matter how this idea may seem ludicrous, may seem crazy, may seem bizarre, so be it. You are meant to do this, and this is why you're gonna feel so different. This is why you're gonna feel like you thought about this before, but you can't remember when. Maybe you dreamt about it. Most likely you did. Why? Because it was sorry, because it was stuck at the back of your mind for a very, very long time. Sorry, for a very, very long time indeed. So this in itself, this idea, it's going to lead towards your own alignment. It's going to lead towards inner happiness. It's going to lead towards your own fulfillment, but also at the same time, it's going to speed so much up into your life that didn't work or was going slow for such a long time. This in itself is going to require from you to make a really, really quick decision. And I say this is so important when it comes to this decision for you to make, when it comes to this idea for you to make a really quick decision, because you know what, baby, in like about a few weeks time, you know, things are gonna be completely different, not in a bad way necessarily, not in a horrible way necessarily, but you are already gonna be having so much happening and going on in your life, so many priorities, multiple priorities you're gonna be dealing with, and you don't want to lose yourself in that moment, you know. So this is why as soon as you become aware of this idea, it is also ever so important for you to make a quick decision. And it's almost as if like, oh my god, you're gonna feel like I'm gonna have time to do that later. No, baby, no, you need to do this right now, and I mean it. It is very, very important indeed. Okay, my gorgeous Cancerini, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Sasha Bonasin, psychic medium. Love you. Bye.